Hey everyone, Nick Engvall here. Before we get into today's episode, I want to tell you about some of the people that make the sneaker history community and this podcast possible. It's more important than ever to think about who you give your money to when you're buying clothing to go with your kicks. Our friends at Guilty Goods started their brand with a goal of giving back, especially to the communities that make sneaker culture possible. With every purchase from Guilty Goods, at least 10% of the proceeds are donated to organizations like Big Brothers and Big Sisters, the Susan G. Komen Foundation, the Movement for Black Lives, and many more. You can save 30% on your order by using the code HISTORY at guiltygoods.us. Again, that's history at guiltygoods.us for 30% off, and you can feel good about your purchase knowing you're supporting a meaningful cause. Sneakers are all about presentation, and if you're like me, displaying your kicks at home or in the office is just as important as when they're on your feet. Sneaker Throne makes sneaker display cases featuring customizable LED lights, drop-side cases to showcase the entire side of the shoe, not just the heel or the toe, the whole shoe. They've also got display cases for trading card collectors and hat collectors. To me, it's the perfect way to display your collection. You can save at least 10% on your Sneaker Throne order by using the code HISTORY at sneakerthrone.com. That's history at sneakerthrone.com. If you're a Patreon supporter or a member of our Discord community, you already know about Kicks with V hot sauce and his small batch, locally sourced hot sauce. V has been one of the biggest supporters of sneaker history and the podcast since the early days. He's currently the defending champion in our community trivia nights competition. Kicks with V hot sauce has been a huge hit with the community. You can save 10% on your order by using the code SneakerHistory10 at kickswithvhots.com. That's SneakerHistory10 at kickswithvhots.com. Now, you're probably here because you like sneakers, and if you join the Discord, you know our community is about so much more than that. Whether it's the marathon-like community calls, trivia night debates, the in-person meetups, or just sharing our favorite experiences, we found that although we have such different backgrounds, we all have some unexpected shared passions. Not only does the entire community look out for each other when it comes to releases, we're like a support group for life in general. You can join the Discord community for free by heading to the show notes of this episode. After you're done listening to this episode, tell someone you like their kicks today. You never know how far a simple compliment can take you, and we all know how good it feels to have someone show their appreciation. Now let's get into today's episode. What up, what up? Welcome back to the Sneaker History Podcast. Hey, before we get into this episode, I wanted to tell you about a couple of our partners. These are some of the folks that help us keep the podcast going, and they've been nice enough to offer some exclusive discounts for our listeners. Now, if you've watched us on YouTube, you all know how we love to display our kicks when we're not rocking them. Sneaker Throne makes sneaker display cases featuring customizable LED lights, drop-side cases to showcase your entire shoe, not just the heel, not just the toe, shoe trees, a number of other sneaker-related accessories. You can save 10% on your Sneaker Throne order by using the code HISTORY. You can find a link to Sneaker Throne in the description, or you can just head to sneakerhistory.com/sneakerthrone and it will send you directly to their site. Again, that's 10% off with the code HISTORY. Our friends at Prospect are the premier streetwear brand and sneaker boutique based in sunny San Diego, California. One of my favorite places. Prospect is not your typical hypebeast haven, though. They carry classic footwear from brands like Asics, New Balance, Puma, Saucony, as well as local and globally known streetwear brands like Belief, Illust, Rottweiler, Stussy, and many others. Not to mention their own Prospect label and the iconic Just a Kid from Dago collection. If you're a listener of the podcast, you can save 10% on all of your orders from Prospect through their website with the code HISTORY10. That's promo code HISTORY10 at PRSPCTSD.com. If you or someone you know is interested in sponsoring the podcast or becoming a partner with our community, get in touch with us. You can reach us by email at podcast@sneakerhistory.com, and we'll get back to you with information about how we can partner. And now for today's episode.
Jordan trying to shake off Starks. Oh, what a move!
LeBron James with no regard for human life. 12 seconds. Bryant for the win.
Iverson against Gill, the crowd on its feet. Allen for the win.
Welcome to the Sneaker History Podcast.
Howdy diddly neighboroonies. Welcome to another episode of the Sneaker History Podcast. We're here with my guys, Rohit and Mike. How's everybody feeling today?
Good, man. Can't complain about anything. How about you, Rohit?
It's a new dawn. It's a new day, and we're perfectly okay with that. Just week one into the baby life, and let me tell you, it's something else. And you were right, Mike. It changes the world for the better. And I always use that analogy whenever you get LASIK. People will tell you, oh, are you seeing colors you've never seen before? Are you just experiencing HD everywhere? I was like, no, it's okay. With the baby, yeah, best believe that crying is surround sound, regardless where you are in the house.
Oh, dude, your
You get the
senses going
Dolby
to full
Digital
blast.
tears. Beautiful. Happy to have new life in your world. The abyss of the internet. Tell us how you're doing, either in the comment section of YouTube if you're watching this there, or via review. Rohit, do we have any reviews?
Sadly, we don't. So I think now that I have a child, she will be writing a review. It'll be her first piece of journalism. So we look forward to that for the next episode.
Nice.
Some fresh digital content. It's right out the crib.
Yep, right out the womb.
Well, let's go ahead and jump right into it. Mike, let's go ahead and have you start us off with rocking and copping. What's on your radar? What's on your feet?
Cool. Well, what's on my feet is the recently picked up undefeated 5 on it dunk. Just came in a couple days ago. These things are awesome. Just
Beautiful.
did a video on them. And on my radar to cop is the Gundam Project Unicorn Dunk High that's supposed to be coming out on the 27th. If it actually happens that way, fingers crossed. Yep.
And you will have my shield as well for that, Michael.
You'll have mine too. I love Gundam. I'm a hardcore Gundam fan, but Unicorn is not one of my favorites. I will happily give you my entry.
I will happily take it.
And I'm sure our Discord will too.
Yeah,
I'm sure our Discord
I think
family.
you might have a whole Gundam armada if you call on it, Michael.
I just need one.
As for me, what I was rocking, or rather what my child is rocking, is this, and what I will be copping will be more of these, because I think, much like we went crazy with the tie-dye at the baby shower, I think we'll go customize a route and on her shoes. So
Nice.
That's amazing. It's
That's
funny.
awesome.
I was in Kith, Hawaii, and they had Shadow Jordan 1 for babies. And I was like, dang, those are actually in stock. But I thought of you also. I didn't buy them for you, unfortunately. That's just something else.
Believe me, it's all good. We do appreciate the nice dress that you showed us that you got for our kid. And we can't wait for the first luau. We'll have her wear that and come over.
Yes. We'll smoke some pigs. It'll be fun. Personally, I've been rocking my first pair of 350s. These are the UV Light Yeezy 350 V2s. I watched a video. I'm trying to see if this light is UV enough, and it's definitely not. I do not know science well. But I was watching a Seth Fowler video, and he wasn't feeling it. I think they're sick, though. On foot, they're very nice. It's a little bit off white. Just comfortable. Above all, Yeezy and Adidas Boost are a happy matrimony in comfort. So, I get a little hype vibe, but they're good to have on foot. It feels nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Hype
I
gets
like that.
negated by comfort every time. It could be the most hyped up shoe in the world, but if you are feeling comfortable wearing it, then good on you.
Winning.
See, I pulled out with the episode I did with Nick. I just went ahead and put a different insole into my off-white blazer because it's so uncomfortable. You have to do something. When it comes to rocking, though, a weird take, but a deep take, the Nike Free Trail is actually one of my earliest, really fond sneaker memories of buying multiple colors of the same shoe. So that shoe's retroed a couple different times over the last month, different colorways, but it's just an OG, the original free run designed for trail. Nothing flashy, not designed to make a big splash, but for the Pacific Northwest, I think it's a very good option for hitting these trails.
Good shoe. Good shoe.
I feel like that's a pretty good combination of rockin' and coppin'. We got Little Feats, we got New Heat from Mike, and then it's something different for me. So that's a nice little combination there. Today's episode is all about the future, much like what you two experience every day. Waking up, you see the future before your own 2 eyes. I guess 4 eyes for both of you. But we're looking towards the future, the end of 2021. We actually have Jordan Brand's holiday collection for this year. So fall, wintertime, that time of the year is coming. We're wrapping up the end of summer stuff. I like to think of these Oreo 5s as kind of like one of the last shoes of quote unquote summer. So times are changing. We got some stuff, and I can really tell times are changing because a lot of this collection is geared specifically for the ladies. And that's awesome. I think that's a really good thing. I think we can all agree, right? That women's shoes are cool.
Yeah.
And above that, we're getting them in ways faithful to the men's sizing. Think back to Jordan 4s and Jordan 3s, pretty much forever up until the past couple of years where they started actually putting the air bubble in the back. But I'm sure you guys remember the 4s and 3s just looking wrong for ladies for a long time.
Shapes are real off, no air in them half the time, look like.
Mm-hmm.
No, it was one of those things that I had a lot of my lady friends tell me that if there's ever a Jordan that's made specifically for the ladies, it was the 3. But then to your point, the bastardized versions kind of made them recant that statement in a little bit. So I'm interested to see this return to form, hopefully, from Jordan Brand around the 3 and the 4.
And we definitely have. I actually got a chance to pick up a ladies 4 last week, and I was kind of just marveling at how good the proportions were on it. I haven't held a women's shoe in a while that was specifically made to be kind of unisex. I know they only go up to a 10.5 in men's or whatnot, 10 in men's, but I haven't held one in a while. And I was just like really in awe. And it's interesting that Rohit, you say that your friend specifically mentioned the 3. So I feel like the 1, 3, and 4, right, are shoes ladies really gravitate towards or can gravitate towards. And there's a lot of that here. No 4s, but we've had a lot of 4s over the past couple of years, so I'm including them here. I'm going to go right from the top to make everybody's life easier down the road. Let's just start right with the first one we have here, the one that started it all, the Air Jordan 1 OG High and a bubblegum colorway. Very, very similar to that that pink sample that did not release from, I believe, like 2017. Like a rust, I think it was called Rust Pink.
Yep.
The rust pink one. Yeah, the Art Basel. Yeah. Very similar to that. What do you guys think about this shoe?
I like the color blocking on it a lot. I think a pet peeve of mine would be I would love to see different colored laces because I think it blends a little too much. But other than that, I do admire what they've done with the blocking. And hopefully in the future we get some sort of men's equivalent. But it's a solid shoe to start off that winter season. Mike, how about you?
Yeah, I like it actually. Like it for the women. I think it's a great shoe for them. Glad to have a really nice one. It's not something just shimmery and just too much. I like that the blue, the leather, the black leather almost has a navy hue to it. It's something different. I like that pink and that particular grayish black, whatever it is. It looks good together.
Yeah,
and I think we can all agree that nobody likes to see shoes like the Jordan 1, was it Bandit or Rebel or something, that like the asymmetrical lacing going on. There's so many different women's variants of the Jordan 1. I'm very happy to see an option for them that is true to form, like we already mentioned, but just color blocked too in a way. Doesn't matter if you're a long time sneakerhead or a new time sneakerhead, that color blocking is attractive. Like, you can put pink there. It could be yellow. It could be red, blue. Doesn't matter. Just like that combination is always a slam dunk. So seeing it as an option starting off this fall holiday season, a very good call. Bubblegum's interesting. Do you two think bubblegum's a fall color? That's what kind of gets me for a second. It's like,
it feels like a fall color if you pair it with something that kind of downplays its vibrancy. So I think the navy and the black is a good call out. But yeah, I would assume this is more of a spring, Easter, early summer color myself.
Yeah,
the way Mike likes his t-shirts, this is like an everyday rock. If you were to,
yeah, I mean, I can rock this thing every day.
I can see you rocking this. If you wanted to go try to dip into the ladies' water, this would be probably a good look for you with the t-shirt combinations.
It's a good one. It's a good one. Yeah.
So this next one isn't. I'm just going to say it. I don't think the 5 is the most approachable Jordan of like the original below 14 models. I love it. Nick called me out for saying that I would hate any slander of the 5, but I have to admit it's not an easy rock. So we have this Bluebird inspired. Do either one of you know what a Bluebird Days is or a Bluebird Day? I've never heard of that saying before.
I've not either. I'll do some quick Googling while Mike gives his take.
I have no idea what that is.
You ever heard of that, man?
No, not at all. And what makes it even crazier is that I've been hearing more and more about this particular colorway that people think is going to sell out.
I was able to find that a bluebird day is a distinctly American term for a period of time characterized by sunny, cloudless weather, typically after night of snowfall. But that's still, I guess, do we get a lot of snowfall in the back half of the year? Because I always assume that's more of a New Year thing, but I'm also kind of biased in the sense that that's been my life here in Portland for 10 years. What do you think, Robbie?
No, I mean, that's an interesting saying. I've never heard of that, but I can see it. So a cloudless post-snow night. That's beautiful imagery. And now hearing that, you doing that fantastic Google research, I can see it. Like, it's kind of an icy blue, but still kind of white, but there's a little bit of different hints of blue in there. I think knowing now what Bluebird Day means makes this shoe infinitely cooler.
Yes. Ooh, well done.
Infinite.
No, I was also going to say for the resellers out there, Bluebird also is an opportunity that's deemed a profitable one. So who knows? Maybe Jordan Brand's taking their thinking to a next level.
Not thinking about raising the prices to combat sneakerheads, but just thinking of the sneakerheads.
Right.
I'm saying sneakerheads, resellers. They're kind of all the same thing, right? I mean, like,
we're a gumbo culture at this point. You can be a sneakerhead, but you can also be a reseller. So if you hit on sneakers for a sneaker that you don't like, you always know that there's money, so to speak, in the proverbial banana stand.
We are. I mean, we are a gumbo because I literally just shipped out 3 pairs I sold on eBay like yesterday morning. So I'm definitely a sneaker reseller, but I'm also somebody who just doesn't like clutter that much anymore. So some things just got to go. Right. If these were in men's, I would buy these. Like, again, I love the Jordan 5. This would be an easy rock for me, especially knowing that story. It's weird. It's how understanding a nickname better will help you be more inclined to buy something or be more intrigued by something. I think that's really cool. Now, this next one's a little bit more difficult, I think. This is a hot colorway in every fashion of the word. It's a Jordan 14 low, so it's kind of like a berry, but they call it shocking pink. So they believe it calls to Jordan's belief in being bold and unapologetically yourself. So there's shaggy and glossy suede with glossy black accents and a translucent pink outsole. A lot going on here. Grimace, right? Do you think of Grimace, or is it just me? Like swagged out Grimace?
That's exactly what I think. If not Grimace, maybe his younger sister, Scowl. I don't know, Mike, what are you thinking about this?
Pepto-Bismol. Immediately when I think about it.
I mean, here's the thing. I appreciate a good pair of out there sneakers, but this is literally a bridge too far even for me. But if somebody gets joy from wearing these, go for it. But I don't know. I have a feeling these are going to sit.
It's Pepto-Biz hype.
Yeah, someone's going to buy it. That's the crazy part. They're going to sell out because they just will. No rhyme or reason, but they will.
See, more power to them, and I'm sure Jordan Brand is extremely happy about those turn of events.
I mean, I'm not going to call anybody out in specifically, in particular, are the 2 words I'm trying to say, but like any little foot rapper, I can see rocking this shoe, and like it looking dope. I mean, like it's so out there. You put like a $400,000 chain on with these, like. It's a fit. I mean, it's one that I cannot afford or obtain also, but like I can see somebody with a really vibrant personality, man, woman, or child. I can see a vibrant kid running around with these on.
Absolutely. And if Lil Nas X wants to continue to troll the Jordan Brand, this would be the perfect shoe to do it in next. And he could say maybe unicorn blood. Who knows? But yeah, to your point as well, Robbie, if this shoe came out in 2003, I think we get an iconic Cameron poster. Maybe that's the cover of Take Me Home. But yeah, it's definitely out there. But you know what? Sneakers are not necessarily a middle-aged man's game sometimes. So I'll happily sit this one out.
Yep.
I also think of like Drake and his fake black grapes from like 2006. He was rocking at one point, like he'd rock these. I like the black and pink shield. Like that combination looks really good. The different shades of pink, I think look really good. I wish I had a 12-year-old in my life to like buy these for, because like they're cool. They're not for me. They're not for you, but not everything has to be.
Yeah.
Maybe my niece will like them. Who knows? But interesting. Now, this next one, this is not as specific for the ladies, but I'm getting more ladies vibes on it, honestly. So it's a combination of materials and colors to apply a new twist to the silhouette, according to Nike. Some highlights include a reflective silver underlay, a burnished leather wings logo, two-tone dyed laces, exposed stitching throughout the genuine numbuck leather upper. This comes in both men's and women's sizing, as I just said. This one, I like a different take on a Jordan 1, but not my favorite take on it.
I just think there's a little too much going on. I admire the shoe. I think the blocking's great, but just maybe one color too many. But I do appreciate the fact that this is, for lack of a better term, a unisex shoe, because if they are extending it, especially in the women's sizing, that means that everybody that hopefully likes this shoe can get this shoe. So I can get behind the inclusivity of that strategy, if you will.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like there's just too many things going on it that don't really mesh. If I don't change a couple colors or took a color or two off, I think it would make more sense. But I don't know, just too busy for me.
Definitely from an aesthetic, I can see how you feel that way. But devil's advocate, Mike, wouldn't your whole family look cute if all four of you had these on?
Oh, 100%. Like, I mean, family picture for Thanksgiving. I see it right here, but
I think that's who this is for. I think this is literally for everybody, because I saw the best thing I've ever seen in my life when I was in Hawaii. A couple wearing matching 2004 Vince Carter All-Star jerseys, and the lady had it like torn up on the side to make it a little dress, and they had like the matching white and blue Air Force Ones. Everything was so on point. So it's just like I can see families and couples, siblings, both rocking this shoe side by side, and it's being like, damn, those two like got it figured out.
So this is basically the JCPenney ones for the photo studio that no longer exist.
Yes.
yes.
Or let's say you're at the mall and those places still exist where you can get your family photo taken. You can go run over to Foot Locker really quick, or Foot Action, or Champs, or Finish Line, and go cop the whole size run of these for the family. Boom. Holiday season done. This would look really good. Like my sister and her growing family, I think that would look good on everybody in a photo. I think when people are critiquing shoes, not us particularly, but when others are like, oh, that shoe's trash, fuck that shoe, like yada, yada, yada. you do need to think of like other people's perspective, and like not everything's designed to get money out of your pocket. They want to get money out of your pocket. Every brand does. Everything on earth wants to get money out of your pocket. But particularly shoes like this, I think are designed to get a whole family size run. Like I'd be stoked if I opened the Christmas, if I was like 12, 13, 14, and like my dad or mom bought me these to match my siblings and stuff. Like I would be hyped.
Yeah.
So there's good in everything. There's always something to good and see. Yeah. Now, this next one I think is the most polarizing shoe of the entire list, honestly. So according to Jordan, I love how they nonchalantly say with familiar color blocking. No, it's the bread. So we all know what it is, but it's with familiar color blocking. It's a patent leather bread one. We've seen patent leather, shattered backboards, patent leather royals, patent leather black and gold, patent leather, so many different takes. But to see like arguably the most famous Air Jordan ever made in patent leather, I think either rubs some people the right way or the wrong way. Are you a right or wrong?
I mean, I feel like
I guess I'll go. I think it rubs me the right. Oh, go ahead, Mike.
Oh, there you go. Still delayed. Don't worry. No, I was saying that I feel like I'm kind of obligated to try to buy them since I don't have a pair of the originals, just because I always strike out on them. So although I may not be a big fan of the patent, I feel like I kind of have to try.
Now I'm getting a similar vibe where it's the bread one, and you kind of always want to cop if you get the opportunity. The vibe I'm getting, and it's very similar to what was popular in the 80s. Like I could see Eddie Murphy wearing this while doing his special. I think was it Raw or Dangerous? Because like I think this would have matched that red leather jumpsuit that he had.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Good shoe, familiar blocking, as Jordan Brand has put it themselves. But if I don't get it, it'll be okay, because I think this is going to be probably the most popular shoe of the season, excluding the inevitable holiday release of, I think, the Cool Gray 11s this year.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And it's interesting that they don't include the Cool Gray 11s. I
was
think
going to ask about that.
We all know already, right? It's like there's not even an elephant in the room. Like, we all see the elephant. We're all feeding the elephant at this point. Like, one carrot, water, something. I mean, Rohit, I think you put it best. Like, I'm not going to be heartbroken if I don't get it, but I want it. So it's not like something I'm going to die over or like go spend resale on. But like, if I'm going to try to I'm going to take an opportunity, and if an opportunity hits, I'm going to be happy if these enter my closet. I've also never had a pair of breads, but I am not always. I know we're going to have some thoughts on a shoe towards the end that begins with the letter, or I guess the number 1, and how sometimes we just want shoe brands to give us what we want. I am okay with a patent leather bread. I've seen the bread one a billion times. Like, I'm cool on it. I know I'm going to be able to get it in 2 years or a year, whenever next retros. I'm happy to see it. Like, make it patent leather. Why not? Like, what's the worst that can happen? So I'm with it. I'm not going to die if I don't get it, but I would love to have it. End of that story for me. Now, this next one, I can see Mike rocking this one. You kind of like that Japan stuff. I also like the navy pair, but we have a similar to the Japan Jordan 1, another OG high. I'm referring to the CO.JP Jordan 1s that released last year. These look like the Midnight Navies with navy and silver swoosh, but it's Bordeaux and silver swoosh. Nylon tongue. I'm with it. I think it looks really sweet. Again, I'm not going to like, my world's not going to end if I don't have it, but I will be trying.
I think this is the Grimace shoe that we were referring to earlier when we were talking about the 14, because that hue is more close to what is, I think at one point, wasn't the Grimace like a deformed chicken nugget? But that's neither here nor there. The silver swoosh is interesting to me. I don't know, for whatever reason, it doesn't work for me necessarily, but it's a good looking shoe, like most of the ones are that don't go too out of this world. But yeah, another one of those. Great. I'll go for it. If I get it, awesome. If not, somebody else will be very happy, and I'm in that state of mind right now where the world's happy, I'm happy.
There you go. No, I'm right there with you, Robbie. I like this one. I kind of wish it just would have come out with the other piece of the COJP pack, even though I know it's not actually a piece of that. But I think what I really like about it is that they put that nylon tongue on it, because I really don't like the leather tongue so much on like the COJP pack, because it's just kind of, it sits weird. So I think this is a bit of an upgrade from those particular 2 colorways.
I know I brought up the nylon tongue, but I didn't think about comparing it to the original one. And Mike, that's a great point. I don't like it that much either. Mine are still dead stock. I have the white and navy pair. I laced them up with pink laces and never put them on. So one day I will, but hopefully I'll get a pair of these and I'll do a side-by-side comparison of the 2. But I love Bordeaux so much. Like, that color, you can put it on almost any Jordan, and I'm with it. Now, this next one's probably going to be, outside of the Cool Gray 11 Rohit mentioned, probably one of the more approachable shoes of the season. It's a pine green. Are they calling it pine green? They are calling it pine green. Pine green Jordan 3. We've seen this same color blocking with Sport Blue back in like 2013. It's the black cement colorway, just with green.
Yeah.
It rocks.
It does rock. It gives off the Pit Crew Duck 3 vibes, except this is almost like the non-branding, a little more, or rather a little less exclusive. But yeah, solid shoe. Always love a good 3 when done right, and this one's done right. So, yep, I think this would definitely get silver medal in terms of most hype shoe for the season.
Yep. Roy, you took the words right out of my mouth, man. As soon as I saw this one, I thought Pit Crew Light, and that's going to be the selling point. I do like the material change, because if I'm not mistaken, if you look at it, it's not just this normal smooth or pebbled leather we get, but it's almost like a suede or nubuck upper. So I like the material change, but the only thing about it makes it more like it has to be worn in winter or fall because of the heat that builds up in that shoe. But it's a good looking shoe regardless.
The heat does build up. It does look a little bit different. It doesn't look like it has a 3M mud guard or anything. It kind of looks like the powder blue Jordan 3 from like what 2011, I believe.
Okay.
So no, 2014. I'm way off. 2014. But this is the closest like Celtic green I'm getting ever in my life. It just looks good. Like it's interesting how like it could be a Jordan, it can be an Air Force One, it could be a Question, it could be any model that's extremely popular. If it passes the eye test, it passes the eye test. Like, right? You can just look at this and be like, yes, I would wear that. Like, yes, I will wear that. Doesn't take a lot of thinking. That's a success in my book. So this next one is a more difficult wear. It's interesting to think about this when you think about all of like the animal print they did on the Jordan 3 about a year, I believe 2019 is when they were doing the animal print. But this combines rain, leaf, and woodland camouflage patterns to various rugged materials such as twill, wax canvas, and ripstop. The shoe also features a removable hook and loop fastened patch on the heel tab. I can't get that good of a look at the heel, but I'm very interested in that last sentence. I want to see the heel of it, but these, part of me wants to say that they are bad, but another part of me is like, yes, I would wear it. It's like, it's weird. I want to not like them, but I do like them.
No, it's funny you mentioned that, Robbie, because the first thing I think of when I see this is the meme of the young lady that's initially disgusted and then contemplates it for a second. And I was trying to do that, and I don't know how successful I was. I'll have to watch the YouTube. But the other vibe I get from this shoe is very much a Frankenstein monster. Because it literally looks like patchwork of 4 different shoes come together. And to your point, that last sentence is intriguing. My prediction is right now, off of this one photo that doesn't give us, I would say, it maybe gives us a quarter of what to expect with this shoe. I'm not holding on hope, but I think once we get more detailed photos, that's where the intrigue is going to possibly go up for me. And I think this will be one of those pairs where a lot of us might not cop in the initial moment, but then when we see somebody wearing them, that's going to be the moment we're like, shoot. We should have got those, because those look like they have potential, but I can't say based off this very limited photo.
Yeah, definitely patchwork is the name of this one. But this is going to be another one of those shoes that we talked about earlier. You're going to see it on like some rapper's foot, and this is going to maybe give you a little bit more intrigue to see it. Like, oh, okay, I see it in person now, or I see it in action. Maybe more prone to maybe buy it, but initial pictures did not do this justice. That just that normal lateral view, you can't do that with this shoe because it doesn't express what it is. Because at this point, I say it's a complete no-go. But again, like you guys, intrigued to see what it actually looks like in hand and in person.
If Bubba Sparks makes a comeback, this will be the shoe he wears
immediately.
Because it's getting ugly.
Bubba Sparks better not make a comeback. He better stay down. Now, so this next one I think is really one of the hardest shoes to comprehend from a side picture. So it's a Jordan 5 featuring a premium leather that develops a patina over time. It also has a vintage oxidized outsole. It also has a reflective OG tongue, which I love, with desert sand accents on the midsole and sock liner. This is also going to be a men and grade school size shoe. I don't know. And I'm going to leave this as like an incomplete with this shoe, because from this side angle, I don't like it, but I never really loved the Jordan 5 from the side. I like seeing it from the front and the back, and the angle is very important. I'm not seeing how this is going to patina. I have my reservations.
All right, well, I'll second your reservations, Mr. Bourdain. It's just not vibrant enough for me in this weird photo. And like I said, this is step one of a Jordan brand rollout. And as we get closer and closer to that release date, we'll start to see more intriguing and more salivating picks. But at this time, I'll pass it.
Crazy, because I am not a big fan of Jordan 5s. I don't know, they're really hard for me to wear for some reason, but this is probably the shoe I'm most excited about in this grouping that we're looking at. I don't know what it is. I like the patina thing. Like, you guys aren't a big fan of the patina Jordan 1. I really like that shoe. But this gives me a look of like an old and worn green bean, or maybe in a K54 type. So it gives me that look of like an older shoe that can possibly get better with wear. But I really like the muted colors, and I don't know. I'm intrigued by it. I don't want to say I'm going to go run and get it the first day it comes out, but if I happen to trip and stumble upon a rare sneakers win or a rare raffle win, I wouldn't be upset about it.
They're cool. I mean, I just have a hard time saying I don't like that Jordan 5, because you have to really mess up a Jordan 5. Like,
oh yeah,
I feel like the flight jacket Jordan 5 for me to like not like it. So I'll just keep with my reservations. This next one I think is one of the more surprising retros ever. Dun dun dun, of all time. But it's basically a Motorboat Jones 2.0. We have an Air Jordan 9 dressed in all red. Be careful where you're wearing this shoe. It's called Chili Red. It's a seasonal take of the 9 with quilted stitch upper atop a glossy midsole with patent leather mudguard. That's a mouthful. But the Motorboat Jones came out in 2012. It looks just like this. Only difference is that the Motorboat had a lot more black. So it had black in kind of the windows. It had a white Jumpman instead of a red Jumpman. That's a boot it. I mean, Motorboat, a boot. I'm feeling this though. Like I like a bold. If you're gonna go bold, be bold. And I think this is a very bold 9. Like, no holds barred.
No, it's definitely breathtaking in some regard. The vibe I got was that 96 more up-tempo red colorway, because I think that's the one that was recently released. And yeah, I mean, very vibrant, very attention-grabbing. And I think I will give people my entry if somebody wants it, but it's not for me. But not to say anything other than it's just a personal choice, but it is definitely a head-turner in a lot of different ways.
Yeah. I say this one's 10 years too late. I think we're over the all red sneaker game at this point. Only way you're going to see me wearing this is if I'm playing Santa Claus at a family holiday party. So you guys got my entry if you need them.
Swaggy Claus, crisp Kringle. It's like it's not a fleek. No, I mean, okay. Are these an everyday Jordan that you're going to wear? No. But around Christmas time, the holiday season, I'm going to ho these out the closet, and I'll probably put them on every now and again. So
I just want to let the record show that Robbie is no longer Peloton Poppy. He is Crisp Kringle. So please, thank you. And thank you for your time at this moment.
Well, the Hood's going to love that shoe. You know that, right?
Yeah.
That Jordan 9, that's going to be like the Hood shoe to holidays. Like, anywhere you go, baggy jean, Levi wearing guys out there still going to be rocking this one hard.
I can see it.
'Tis the season.
I can also see it if you want to be that flashy kid in like high school, middle school basketball. You got like a white and red jersey. Wear these with that. That'd be crazy. 9s are comfortable too to hoop in. Figure something out, young kids. Try them out. Go wear your shoes. Go play basketball in some basketball shoes. So this next one is one I was alluding to earlier, where a lot of the sneakerheads in the world, I think you two included, are like, just give me the original. Like, give me what I want. So we have a Not Taxi 12 here. They're calling it the iteration applies hits of metallic gold on the eyelets and midsole throughout a white upper and black midsole and outsole, aka Taxi, as fake lizard print on the mudguard, Taxi, but it's not the Taxi. I'm okay with it not being the Taxi, though. If they released the Taxi over and over again, Taxi wouldn't mean as much. I think having a little twist on it, I like the Twist Jordan 12. I play that in for a reason. As a twist on the cherries, and I like it. These are a twist on the Taxis, and I like it. That's just
I do too. And in fact, I almost prefer these to the 12, as sacrilegious as that statement is, because I think the Jordan Gold strip on the midsole makes it a much better thing. I think it complements the eyelets a lot better than what we were previously seeing, which was the OG. Everything was black down there. But yeah, I think this is one I'll definitely try for. Mike, how about yourself?
Yeah, and the more we talk about it, because I was the main one, I think, really just like, why don't they just release the Taxi? it's not necessarily the sense of, oh, I just want the taxi, but I feel like they just keep giving these little minuscule changes just to get people to buy every iteration that comes out, from the Chinese New Year's to this one to the reverse taxis, whatever it may be. But no, these are a good looking shoe. My only hope for it is that the metal eyelets are actually metal. That's one thing I missed from the originals.
They won't. I mean, I was waiting for one of you two to say reverse taxi, because there was a reverse taxi in 2019. And I think it's interesting how that shoe got the moniker of reverse taxi, because I don't get that much taxi vibe from it. It's nubuck. It didn't really look like it's, I don't remember if there's actual fake leather on there, lizard, not leather, fake lizard on there. But that doesn't look like a reverse taxi. It looks like a playoff 2.0. So I think these ones should be more referred to as the reverse taxi. But I'm okay with it. I like it. I hope Jordan Brand sends me a pair, because I think they're really cool. This next one, I've been a big fan of the 13 recently, and this one falls right in line. Definitely something that Nick could get behind. I could get behind. Baltimore Ravens fans could get behind. Any team that wears purple, insert here. But it's a Jordan 13 with just black and purple. Takes the familiar court purple colorway with the classic OG materials, true to form with leather upper, microfiber tongue, cat eye hologram. This model comes with OG packaging and a subtle color twist, and is available in full family sizing. Mike, get the whole squad, man. Use those goat monies, the whole family.
Don't tempt me, because you guys know how after I finally got my first pair of 13s, I love them now. And this is kind of in that line of that PE light, because this is maybe a Mike Bibby-ish pair, or Ray Allen-ish pair when he played with the Bucks, or Kevin Martin-ish pair. So I do love the purple. I love the 13. I love the take on it. Very simple. If available, for me to provide the whole family with the 13s for this holiday season, it wouldn't be a bad present for everybody.
Not at all. I could see somebody wearing these and dipping themselves in the waters of Lake Minnetonka to purify their soul as well as their basketball game, because the vibe I'm getting is Prince. So whether it's that or eating a delicious meal of pancakes with your close friends and fellowship of fellow athletes, I think this is the shoe to wear, and this is a damn good one at that.
It really is. And I mean, my first thought was, I already have those shoes. They're the black and blue ones. Mm-hmm. But purple is different. My colorblind ass has a hard time making the distinction. But these are they're good. When a good pair of Jordans are good, they're good. Nothing else good to say about it. Now, the last one, the shoe we're going to wrap up our episode on today. This one is like, I don't know how to feel about it. Like, it's ugly. It's like, I'm gonna put that out there. I'm gonna leave it for you to pick it up if you want to. This Jordan 14 is not attractive, but it is holiday season, and holiday comes with weather. So this iteration comes with a premium vacuum molded upper with water resistant winterized suede. That winterized suede is what got me like, I could, in theory, rock these with practical purpose, as subtle chili red detailing for it and custom silicone emblems on the heel. I wish I could see the custom silicone on the heel, but this doesn't look good. Like, aesthetically, it's ugly. But if you live in Chicago, the birthplace of the 14, weather sucks. If you live in New York, weather sucks. If you live in Portland, it's rainy and chilly. Like, it's not the worst, but like, it kind of sucks. So like, from a utility purpose, I can 100% get behind this. I'm happy it's releasing 3s, 5s, 12s, all these other shoes getting winterized. I would have never thought in my wildest dreams we'd have a winterized 14 that looks like this, but it exists and it's okay.
Yep. And apologies to Bubba Sparks. This is actually the shoe that we want you to wear if you make your comeback, because it's got a midsole only a mother can love, and I know it says chili red, but it kind of looks orange in the picture I'm looking at. But I'm always there for people to pick up a pair of beaters, and I think this is a shoe that's meant to be your beater, because if it's anything other than that, I worry about you, dear friend and dear listener.
This looks like a literal gingerbread house on your feet. There's no way in the world I mean, I live in Texas, so we have one random freeze every gazillion years. So I guess that'd be cool for that 1 week. But I can't. It looks like a cookie. Like,
I was gonna say this, Mike. I've always wanted to have my skin tone represented on a shoe, so thank you for that, Jordan Brand.
Yo, the Air Rowit right here. That's beautiful. I like that. I like it more now.
Thank you.
I'm gonna wear it and call it the Rowits.
Like, I have to like it. Now I have to buy it. Thank you. You
Now
turned
I have
my
to.
gingerbread joke into now I have to buy it because it represents Rowit.
Hey, like a gingerbread, I too crumble at the slightest bit of pushback, so it's okay, boys. You don't have to.
So what's also working in the shoe's favor, and the Jordan, I believe it was the 5 we saw earlier, had this going on too. No, it wasn't the 5. Oh, it was the the
3?
The camo print. Yeah, the camo print 3. I like the off-white eggshell color white on a midsole for the fall.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a very nice touch for fall shoes. That is definitely working in this 14's favor. But just like, couldn't you just make a 14 without the holes looking like uncooked cookie, like unbaked cookie? Like, could something else have been done? I don't know.
No, I'm convinced they made this specifically to be a winter beater shoe because it's that ugly in that sense. It's that durable. It's meant to have the endurance to survive a Chicago winter. So I'm on to you, Jordan Brand.
Why not go with the flat panels? Like, they have some of the 14s, like the ionized blue, whatever those.
Yeah.
Like you could with the flat panels as opposed to do this, because now you're saying, now I'm concerned water's going to get in if I'm walking through snow in Chicago, as opposed to the other makeup of the 14. I'm good. I'm smooth sailing because it's a flat leather or flat nubuck or whatever the heck this outside is made out of, Gore-Tex, whatever. So I feel like that would have been a better route for a winterized version.
Those aren't real holes. They're just there for aesthetic. But like, it's vacuum molded. I don't know if vacuum molded, but it's just like, did Nike get like a vacuum molding machine? It's like, oh, damn it, we haven't used this thing yet.
No, it's the vac
Jordan's
stuff.
Winter. It kind
I
of
just
is.
can't get over the phrase aesthetic holes. I just want to start a podcast with that title.
Aesthetic holes.
It's not going to go well.
Who said
Is
that? Did I say that or did Mike say that?
I think that was you, Robbie. That was
That was definitely a Robbie special.
See, things come out of my mind or out of my mouth where it's just like, that's odd. If you would have told me I said that, I would not have believed you. But let's end there. This isn't the worst thing. I've seen worse winter shoes, but my God, what this? I don't know, man. I don't know. I need to have them in hand. I will also reserve. No, I said they're ugly already, so I said how I feel. This has been another episode of the Sneaker History Podcast. On that note, I've said how I feel the last 50 minutes, almost 45 minutes to be exact. I've been Robbie. Make sure you're following at Sneaker History on all major platforms. Make sure you're listening, watching, telling your cousins, your tia, anybody in your life you need to tell. Yeah.
Everybody.
Uncle can be involved too. It doesn't matter. It's at Sneaker History. Bring them to the page. It's going to be a good time.
We love the kids.
We love them in a good way. Mike, where can they find you?
Yeah, man. You can find me, of course, here on Sneaker History. You can find me Instagram and Twitter at MadWatcher789. Of course, at Mike Guillory on YouTube. Rohit, where you at, buddy?
I'm on Instagram at RohitM13. I'm on Twitter at Roheezy. And I'm just in your everyday life if you're in the greater Portland area. Holla at me, dog.
I will salute to that. Thank you for giving us 45 minutes of your life. Everybody have a good day. Peace.
See you.
Hey everyone, this is Nick again. Before you take off, I wanted to thank you for listening to the Sneaker History Podcast. We just launched our new merch, including tees, stickers, keychains, and a bunch of other pieces you can grab to show your support for the podcast. You can purchase it now through our companion site, sittingtreasure.com. You can also get access to more episodes of the podcast by joining our Discord community at patreon.com/sneakerhistory. Plus, we've got a bunch of other fun things going on in the community, including trivia nights, giveaways, access to sneaker raffles from around the world, release announcements, and my favorite, just good people helping good people get the sneakers they want. Plus, we're not bought by advertisers, investors, or other big money. I'm confident in saying this is the best sneaker community I've ever been a part of. We've also teamed up with a few partners to offer our supporters discounts. You can find some in the links for this episode and even more in our Discord. Give us a try, and if you don't enjoy it, you can always cancel the membership at any time. Last but not least, tell someone you like their kicks today. You never know how far a simple compliment can take you, and we all know how good it feels to be on the receiving end of someone showing appreciation. Thank you all for the support, and we'll catch you on the next episode. Peace. Hey everyone, this is Nick again. Before you take off, do us a solid and head over to Apple Podcasts to leave us a review. Give us a rating on Spotify and Amazon Music, and make sure you're subscribed to our YouTube channel because we have even more video content coming soon. Speaking of new content, we have an amazing community of sneaker enthusiasts that hang out in our Sneaker History Discord on a daily basis. While sneakers is a connection point that brought us all together, we've all discovered countless shared passions that we have in common with each other. We recently launched a couple of new podcasts directly from our community. One of them is a Formula One podcast. If you're an F1 fan like me, the Exhaust Notes podcast is your weekly fix of Formula One fun. It's hosted by myself, Rohit Malhotra, and Todd Yates. New episodes drop every Tuesday. I've been wearing fitted hats for years and collecting my favorite teams since I was a little leaguer. It has been awesome to see so many new fans getting into fitteds in recent years. Crown and Stitch is our new talk show about fitted hats with Dexter, Keith, and myself, where we talk about fitted hats, snapbacks, throw in some obscure hats because we all kind of like some funky stuff once in a while, don't we? Copping, collecting, and so much more. New episodes drop every Wednesday. Hit the links in the show notes for this episode to give our new shows a listen, and be on the lookout for more new podcasts dropping soon. Last but not least, tell someone you like their kicks today. You never know how far a simple compliment can take you, and we all know how good it feels to have someone show their appreciation. Thank you all for the support, and we'll catch you on the next episode. Peace.